Rahim and Assalamu alaikum. This is my 7th video of factorization of quadratic expression exercise 3b D2 hit and trial method. In this video, I will be teaching you intermediate level question number 3. But before going to the lesson, I just want to give a message to my students that these lessons are just created to support parents and my dear students in this critical period of COVID-19, just to facilitate students and parents as well, and give the idea that learning can never be stopped by any barrier. Okay, now let's move to the question. But before going to the question, I want to say that you're not going to leave any part of the video, because if you're skipping any part of the video, you will have the difficulty in understanding the question. Let's read question number 1. Question is minus a square plus 2a plus 35. First of all, we have to see that what is the coefficient of square term. If it is 1 or not. If it is not 1, then we have to try to make it 1. Here, the square term has minus sign. So what I will be doing, I will be extracting this minus sign out, and I'll be marking this minus sign here. And then I have to put the bracket. And then inside the bracket, I will write a square. Now look at the second term. Second term has the positive sign. But as I have extracted minus sign out, so I have to think about the sign which I should write here, so that after multiplication with this sign, I can get this original sign back. And I know that if I'm putting minus sign here, minus multiplied by minus can give me positive sign. And then I have to write 2a. Coming to the third term, that is positive 35. As I have extracted minus sign out, so I have to write minus sign here and minus 35. Now we can see that our expression is in standard form. After this, recall my previous video that how to factorize this expression. We have to multiply constant with the coefficient of square term, that is 1. 35 multiplied by 1 will give me 35 with minus sign. Now what I have to do, I have to make prime factors of 35, and for 35 the suitable smallest prime divisor is 5. 5 how many times will give me 35? That is 7, and 7 ones is 7. Here we should have the strong foundation of tables. After this, I have to write these all factors in one line, and then we have to perform a magic. What magic we have to perform? That from all these numbers, we just have to make two numbers in such a way that when we are adding or subtracting, we are getting the middle term, which is minus 2. And when we are multiplying, we are getting the product term, which is minus 35. Now the thinking process begins. What to do if I'm taking 7 and 1 at one place and 5 alone? 7 and 5. Yes, I've got the number 7 and 5. Now, how to get 2 and 35? If I'm multiplying 7 by 5, I get 35. But the problem is, question has 35 with minus sign. So I have to think about this, and the middle term also has the negative sign. So I should have the bigger factor with minus sign and the smaller factor with positive sign. Yes, when I'm setting the factors in this way, I'm getting the middle term. And when I'm multiplying these two numbers, I'm getting the product term. Yes, this is the correct choice. Coming to the question, I have to copy the sign as it is. Then I have to write first term as it is. And then I have to write the breakup of second term, minus 7a plus 5a and minus 35. You can see that my middle term has broken into two parts. Now in the next step, what I have to do, I have to make the groups of like terms. Like if I'm looking at the first two terms, a square minus 7a and plus 5a minus 35. Now Each group will have something, some number or some letter common. If I'm looking at the first group has A as a common factor. I have to extract it out. I have to pull it out and then I have to put the bracket. From A square, A has been taken out and I'll write A. Then I have to copy the sign as it is. And from 7A, A has been taken out and I will just write 7 here. I hope this step is clear to you. Coming to the second group, I can see 5 and 35. 35 can come in table of 5, but I have to read the table of 5 here. If I'm extracting 5 outside, from the first place, I'm left with A only. And then I have to copy the sign as it is. And then I have to think that 5 will how many times give me 35. 5 sevens are, and I have to write 7 here and then I have to close the bracket. Yes, I hope this step is okay. Now you can see that this group is common in both parts. So I have to extract the common factor out, pull the common factor out, A minus 7 and A minus A plus 5. Now I have expressed my expression as the product of two brackets. Then I have to give my answer in more simplified form. I will be applying distributive law here, and then what I will be doing, I'll be taking this minus sign inside the bracket and this will become minus A plus 7 and A plus 5, or I can rewrite it 7 minus A and A plus 5. I hope you are clear about this question. Coming to the second question, let's read the question, that is minus 3b square plus 76b minus 25. First of all, we have to see, can we take any number as a common factor? But 3, 76 and 25 are not coming in one table. So we cannot take any number as a common factor, but my square term has a negative sign. So what I will be doing, I will be extracting this minus sign out and I'll write 3b square, and 76b was already actually positive. So I should mark such sign which after multiplication with this sign can give me this sign plus back. So I'll write 76b, and then from minus 25, minus is already taken out, so I will be marking positive 25. Yes, I hope this step is clear to you all. After this, recall the previous lesson, and you have to multiply the constant with the coefficient of square term. 25 multiplied by 3 is 75. Now what to do next? If you have watched my previous video, you can tell me quickly. 75, yes, I have to make the prime factors, and 75 is a bigger number. So what will be the suitable number? Okay, let me apply divisibility test here. 7 plus 5, 12. Yes, 12 is divisible by 3. So it means 75 is also divisible by 3. So for 3 is how many times? Closer to 7. 3 2s are 6 and 3 5s are, yes, 25 can come easily in table of 5. 5 5s are, yes, and then 5 finally. Now what to do? I have to write all factors in one line only. Yes, so many factors. What to do? Yes, I have to make just two numbers out of these all factors in such a way that when I'm adding or subtracting, I'm getting the middle term, which is 76 with negative sign, and when I'm multiplying, I'm getting the product term, which is 75. Now the magic begins. If I'm taking these three numbers together, 3 multiplied by 5 and 1 alone, this product will give me 75, and this is 1. When I'm adding 75 to 1, I can get 76. Yes. And when I'm multiplying 75 by 1, I can get 75. Yes, my guess is closer to actual working. But see, I need minus sign with 76. So I have to think about that what sign 75 will have and what sign 1 will have. Yes, I will have minus sign with 75 and minus sign with 1, and then I can get my sum minus 76, and same I will be putting minus sign here multiplied by minus sign, and yes, I got the correct option. Now come back to the question. Come back to the question. Minus 3b square minus 75b minus b plus 25. Now I have to make the groups of like terms having some number or letter common. I can see that from the first group 3 from the numbers is common and letter B as well is common. So I will write 3B here, and then what I have to do that from 3B square 3B is out, and I will write B here, and then I have to copy the sign as it is. I have to think that 3 how many times give me 75. 325 times give me 75. So I'll write 75 here and close the bracket. Then coming to the second part of the question, I can see B is negative, but B is positive in this part. So in order to make B negative, it is really important part to understand. I have to extract minus sign out, and when I'll be extracting minus sign out, my B will become positive and 25 will become negative. Because in this way, when I will be multiplying this minus sign with minus sign, I will get my original sign back. Now you can see that this B minus 25 is the common group. I have to again extract it out. 3B minus 1 and B minus 25. Yes. Then I hope you have understood this part, because we have been doing this part again and again, and this is the important part of factorization question. You can see that in all factorization questions, our last step is that we are giving our answer in form of the product of two expressions. Now, we should not forget to apply this minus sign inside the bracket, and then I will be applying minus sign inside the bracket. I will have 1 minus 3b and b minus 25. I hope you have understood the lesson. Let's come back to the question 1, and we can see here this step is the most important step. Why this step is important? You can see here the middle term is negative and the product as well is negative. When we will be breaking up the middle term, the larger factor must have the minus sign with that, and the smaller factor must have the positive sign. Coming to this question, again this step is really important. We can see that the middle term is negative but the product is positive. So when we will be breaking the middle term, both parts or both factors of the middle term must have minus sign with that, so that the product can give me positive sign. I hope you will be keeping these points in your mind for better understanding of the next lesson. So please keep in touch with me. Must like, share and watch my videos and subscribe my channel. Do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notification of every new video in time. Thank you very much.